Very good afternoon and a warm welcome to your ultimate pitchside pass. My name is Mainge Mbugua. It is my hope and prayer that your weekend was super. Of course, a lot of action has been happening from Tanzania to Nairobi, from Nairobi to London, from London to Valencia. We'll be taking a trip all around trying to bring you up to speed with everything that has been happening. I'm not alone. I'm joined on set by my super producer, Richard Ohalo. Mambo vipi?
Salama sana Mr. Maingi.
Weekend imekuwaje?
Weekend imekuwa poa.
Aha.
Kumekuwa na action hapa na pale.
Great. Of course, we started here at home and we'll be starting it off with the Kenya Premier League. Remember, the Kenya Premier League is on and has been on over the weekend. Controversies on and off the field, drama, but then the biggest one happened between two of the biggest clubs, if you ask me, in the Kenyan League. I'm talking about Gor Mahia and Tusker. They were in action, and in that match, it didn't go what Robert Matano would have wanted. However, for one, Jonathan McKinstry winning 1-0 with a controversial goal that we'll be talking about. But take a look at what really happened between Gor Mahia and Tusker.
Sibomana, Patrick Sibomana, Patrick Sibomana,
Of course, so we started off up, Richie.
Yeah.
What do you make of this game, even before we talk about any other drama?
Yeah.
Yes.
Apart from the drama, game ilikuwa poa, and as usual, Gor Mahia wangetoka tu na ushindi. Apart from the controversial offside, Gor Mahia wangetoka na ushindi, and because Gor Mahia wameanza kuonyesha wako stable for the league, the experience is there. I don't know what is happening with the Tusker in terms of their performance, but all in all, Gor Mahia they are aiming for the league, taking the league. Yes.
Amazing. Of course, one of the big questions we'll be asking ourselves, remember that Robert Matano, into this game, he came with a warning on his head.
Yes.
You lose this one,
you're
fired.
You're fired.
But then, even that notwithstanding,
yeah,
looking at the Tusker that played this game, and the same Tusker that played Shabana when they lost 1-0,
yes,
do you really think there was a major improvement on this game, Bana?
There wasn't any major improvement. If there were any improvement, they would have won the match, or maybe drew with Gor Mahia. But coming back to this match and losing the game, there was no any show of any improvement or any progression to the top, because I don't know what is happening to Tusker. Maybe it's the manager or maybe it's the players. We really don't know. But for them losing to Gor Mahia, it wasn't a good show. Yeah.
Well, they played a handful of games. They played 6 games. Unfortunately, out of those 6, they've only won 2. Remember, they are one-time defending champion, one-time title contenders. And therefore, many would actually ask this one. Was it a goal really from Benson Omala?
For me, it wasn't a goal. That is a very big, ilikuwa very big offside. Again, taking us back, the game between AFC Leopards and Gor Mahia. Again, Omala scored an offside. I don't know nini inaendelea na the referees. I don't know if it is the right time for us to introduce the
video assistant referee.
The VAR.
But that thing is not working, Maju. So what makes you think it will be working?
But again, where is the linesman? That was a very big off, if I can say.
A major one.
Yeah.
The game that equally went on with red cards on play.
Yes.
But one would now sit back and ask. Remember, Tusker's chairman, that is Charles Gasheru, had actually given an ultimatum for Robert Matano.
Yeah.
Robert Matano, who's helped this side win the famous trophy, the 5 million worth trophy. We'll talk about it someday. However, last season, they were equally title contenders, bottling it almost at the very tail end of the season. this season, them and Lyon, them and Sofapaka are really having a very bad run.
Also,
is it time for Robert to actually
not
take a bow?
forgetting that also AFC Leopard wako kule chini number 17.
Of course, for AFC Leopards, they've not been a title contender for quite some time, and therefore, for this one, tunawasamehe. But let's focus on Tusker.
Tusker.
Do you really think it's time for Robert Matano to make an exit?
I don't think so. Maybe if the technical team or the technical manager needs to, or the CEO needs to fire him, I don't think it's the right thing to do right now. Matano has proved to us that he's a winning manager, and for Tusker, considering him, firing him it's not a good show. What they need to do is give him time, or maybe investigate what is happening. Is it him or the players? Or lazima angepata kitu hapo ama watapata kitu hapo. But firing him is not.
It's too early.
It's too early.
But then one would actually argue into this game, you're as good as your last game. Yani kama game ya mwisho ulichemsha, my friend, atunanga huruma. Because my fans, remember there was a time, some time back that Robert Matano was actually castigated sana, alikemewa big time. Na wase mafans wa Tusker. And it didn't look like a good image. However, that moved from the fans to the boardroom. And now in the boardroom, kidogo they're like, yo, I think it's time we let you go. Could we be seeing his exit this week, really?
No, I don't think so, because I've seen somewhere that he has said that he's here to stay. Ako hapa still the coach of Tusker.
But you see, it's not him to say.
It's not him to say. But
if the chairman says, if Gashero today says, yo, it's been real,
the confidence he has it shows that he knows something.
He's playing his cards better than in the boardroom than in the field.
Yes.
Of course, we remain with the Kenyan League, and another team that really had it bad or continued with a very bad stint is AFC Leopards, and they continued with their poor run of form, going down to Bandari. Take a look at what really panned out onto this one, even as we delve deeper into it.
Actually, we don't have a clip for that. But for Leopard and going down to Bandari, that's a lesson to any other team that you just don't change managers here, there. So stick to one manager.
Chelsea has been doing it, and it's been working best for them.
It is not working. It is not working.
We'll be talking about Chelsea, but what is this that is not happening with AFC Leopards?
For them, they're not consistent. One, changing managers. That is one that imewaleta chini sana, even from the previous leagues, seasons. So them changing a manager, I think this is the third manager this year, if I'm not wrong. You see, the league is still...
them, we had Tom Juma.
Yes.
Tom Juma making an exit, and the
then,
new tactician is in town.
Again, Tom was a manager in the previous season for AFC. For him coming back and then them expecting a win, I think it's too soon. If they need to stick with Thomas, then stick naye mpaka until the end, and even the other season coming. For them changing. Also Bandari, coming up with a win against AFC, they changed manager this.
Yes, Twahil Mohideen making an exit.
Kimani went, now it's Baraza. So if they want to be consistent, stick with your manager, support your manager as much as you can. This game of changing managers is not good.
Talking of management, and we shift gears from the Kenya Premier League to the Kenya Women's Premier League. And a high-flying Ulinzi Starlets ensuring that they continued with a dominant outing, and they were able to put how many? Five. Past Nakuru Queens. Take a look at what really panned out onto this one.
Mechi haijatulia bado. Fanyi makosa. Belinda anaondosha ule mpira na anaondosha ile hatari. Anaanza ndefu, anafanya makosa tena. Hatari katika lango Emily. Hatari, go. Emilio Kute atakuwa anafunga goli la kwanza la Gaspo msimu huu.
Results ijakuwa mzuri kwetu, is a bad day in office, a bad Sunday. All the way from Bungoma to Nairobi. Ukilose game unajua safari inakuwa mrefu. So I think tulipata chances hatukuzitumia, walipata chance moja wakaitumia. Ndio hivyo, Mwenyezi Mungu yote pia tunashukuru. Kulingana na game ya leo na game ya last weekend, I think challenge kubwa naipata wasichana wangu kidogo, ile experience, wana lack experience and then wana give up mapema. And then ile unajua kutoka na wasichana Division 1 kuja Premier League pia kuna challenge as much as unajua wakati tulikutana na Kibera sote tumetoka Division 1 tulikuwa tuko sawa. Hakuna mwenye alikuwa anaogopa mwingine. So na tumekuja hapa wakisikia jina Gaspo kidogo pia na watetemesha. So I think nitaambia management yangu pia tukienda next kwa signing wajaribu kusign pia wale wachezaji wana experience wawili watatu, at least tunaweza kuwa na very good change.
Nashukuru sana kwa win. Sana nashukuru ma players wangu ladies. Na pili pia nashukuru kwa hiyo mazoezi nimewapatia hii wiki yenye tumetrain.
So venye imecheza
of course some apology for that technical hitch. The very footage that has actually played is the game that we're about to talk about, and that is Gakpo recording their first win of the season, beating Bungoma Queens 1-0.
Yeah.
But even as we look at what Gakpo did, so far the Women's League imekuwaje kwa Korichi?
For me, Ulinzi, I think they have shown the seriousness. Also, Gaspo, I think this is their first win after beating Bungoma Queens. For me, I've seen an improvement from the previous season. This season, the teams zinakuja na the passion to play, the zeal and the seriousness that is needed to push the Women League. And this, I have to commend the FKF for doing this. And yeah.
Well, Gakpo women, remember, they're under the tutelage of one Jacob Ghost Mulee.
Yeah.
And so far so good. And another team that has really had a good outing ni team inaitangwa Zitex Sparks, walikuwa wanapiga na Bunyore Starlets. Full time 4-0.
4-0.
That is at the Imani Stadium. And I think we shift gears from there straight to rugby. This is because the Floodies have been happening, and the final is finally here with us. One person I am triple sure who loves this one is Prince Charles. Hey!
Yeah.
How somebody is from Thika Road and anapenda rugby, I don't know.
Prince need to tell us. Alafu kutuambia ala support timu gani.
Kwa hii shughuli.
Kwa hii shughuli. Yeah.
It's a case of wait and see. But of course, KCB will square it out with nondescripts in the finals. Ini baada ya kupiga game moja safi sana. They played the Menengai Oilers and were able to go past them 41-21. Take a look at what really panned out on this one.
My performance imekuwa far much better. Imekuwa a lot of teamwork. Generally kwa the play today. Yeah, we had to go back to the drawing board, correct mistakes we have last weekend, and come to this game more clinical. Yeah, and we had it. Hii story yote na boil down to consistency. Lazima niendelee ku work hard each day na continue tick boxes za progress. Na ndio kuensure at least kila day naendelea ku grow.
We made a couple of mistakes. Yes, we won, but it's pre-season. We're still about fixing stuff right now. It's not really about winning or losing, but it's about fixing what we can fix going into the season. And we can't keep playing in halves, in 15 minutes after 15, in quarters. So that is something we are looking to go and work on at training. I mean, yes, that start-stop is crazy. We want more ball in play.
Why that?
It promises to live up to become one of the biggest action. It's a case of wait and see as the Floodies gets to the finals. Oilers against KCB. We want to take a pause from Nairobi and land straight to Tanzania. This is because the African League tournament has been on. And if there's one thing that this action has lived up to, is the turnout. Hey, watu si wana turn up kwa field.
Yeah.
Hey, people are really living up for this one. It kicked off on Friday, the 20th of October. Couple of games played. One notable one was the big game, Simba against Al Ahly. That is Egypt, Tanzania, full-time 2-2. And Petrol de Rwanda playing Mamelodi Sundowns, the South African Mamelodi Sundowns, ensuring that they're able to beat the Angolan side 2-0. And of course, yesterday, TP Mazembe. When you talk about Kenyan football, rather African football, and TP Mazembe doesn't actually appear, bas kuna kitu hakuna, you know?
Yeah.
And they played out to 1-0. Wada, Casablanca, and they were playing Enyimba, full-time 1-0. So far, Richie,
Yes.
kwako game imekuwa vipi?
For me, first of all, my question is, why did FIFA bring this, the inaugural event to Tanzania? I think hii ndo swali Wakenya wanafaa kujiuliza sana. Because Tanzania league is coming up to be, I think, the main league after South African league.
That is it from Super Sport League South Africa.
Yes.
The next league you can talk about and talk big is, of course,
Tanzania.
Tanzania. And
So
Premier
Kenyans
League.
need to ask those questions. For me, I want to say it was spectacular from the event, from the ceremony, how walikuwa wamejipanga, how people went into the stadium. It was spectacular. Let me say that, because just imagine, I'm not siongelei Kenya vibaya. Just imagine this tournament ingekuwa ina holdiwa hapa Kenya.
Of course, it's a case of wait and see.
Yes.
Because it's the first one,
Yes.
our hope and prayer is that tutaangalia ile opportunity Tanzania wamewai,
Yeah.
and we live up to hoping that the next edition will be either happening here,
Yeah.
if not the other edition. But even as we talk about the editions are happening,
Yeah.
it's worth noting that hii tournament imeanza kwa quarterfinals,
Yeah.
and it's a two-legged front.
Yes. Yes.
Mnapiga game ya kwanza,
And then,
game ya pili.
yeah.
And therefore, they will be having a return match from tomorrow.
Yeah.
Al Ahly playing Simbas. Simba wa Tanzania up against Al Ahly. The game will be played tomorrow at 5 p.m. And away from that, the same tomorrow, Mamelodi Sundowns will be ensuring that they cement that win, that 2-0 advantage when they play Petrol de Luanda of Angola.
Yeah.
And then on Wednesday, the action continues. Esperanza playing TP Mazembe, trying to ensure that they come back from that 1-0 down. And then Wada, Casablanca, and Eyimba. Wada trying to cement that 1-0 advantage into this action.
Yeah.
But, kwako wewe, who do you see making it to the next round?
I think
Al Ahly, Simba.
Al Ahly and Simba, I think they are good teams. Also, but you see, Al Ahly has experienced players. They have been playing in these big events, so I think they are the main contenders, and I hope they win this. Yes.
Of course, the other game is Mamelodi Sundowns, Petrol de Luanda.
Yeah.
Of these two, Mamelodi and Petrol de Luanda. When you talk about Petrol de Luanda, it's a team that has played Kenyan sides.
Yes.
They played Gor Mahia one time. They played Tusker one time.
Yeah.
And of course, the two sides never lived up to tell the better story about this side,
Yes.
having lost.
For me, I'll go with the Sundowns. Okay, I don't watch them much, but I think my prediction will go with the Mamelodi Sundowns.
TP Mazembe Esperance of Tunisia. Who do you see making it to the next round? Remember,
Yeah.
TP Mazembe leading 1-0.
For me, I'll go with the TP Mazembe. But again, I don't know what happens to this the southern and eastern and western teams. They're very good. When it comes to the first leg, you see, like TP Mazembe beat Esperance of Tunisia 1-0 at home. When they go to Tunis, again, it's another story. I don't know what happens. I don't think it's a culture. I don't want to kuiweka ikuwe ni kama ni culture, but whenever a southern, eastern, and western teams goes to the north, they tend to lose big. I don't know why, but for me, naona Tunis, the Esperance wakichapa TP Mazembe, and I'll predict 2-1.
2-1.
Yes.
If it goes 2-1, then definitely we are going extra time. So
Yeah.
either penalties.
Then Tunis, Esperance will win.
It's a case of wait and see.
If they don't go on penalties,
Uh-huh.
then Tunis, Esperance will win 2-0.
Yimba playing Wada Casablanca of
Yeah.
Morocco.
Yeah.
Who makes this it?
Again, we are going back to
The South
But
Africa,
again,
West Africa, and North Africa dominant.
Wydad of Morocco beat 10-man Enyimba at home.
1-0.
So, yeah, it's an advantage for them going back to the second leg. And they will be at home. They will be confident. We won in Cameroon. Now we are at home. It's now time. The northern teams will, I think they are going to take this.
Well,
Yes.
talking about taking it,
Yeah.
and before we take a break,
Yeah.
allow me to bring you back home. This is because
Yeah.
I don't think it's too early to talk about it, but
Yeah.
the Football Kenya Federation elections are due in February. However, the dates still remain shaky.
Yeah.
But even as we look forward to them,
Yeah.
do you really think, Richard, Nick Mwendwa has really done enough to ensure that we are somewhere from where he took it in 2016?
My opinion, I don't know what is going on because we need to have an election board. We need to have a framework. We need to have a date. We need to be knowing who are contesting. But again, everything is silent, iko chini ya maji. Then when the day comes, that's when you start seeing drama. Eh? Then what happens? Then the current office wanaambiwa, you continue as we prepare. So that's an disadvantage to us, fans and footballers.
So kwako wewe unaona like the mere part that Nick Mwendwa by law
Yeah.
is done with his 2 terms.
Yes.
He might cause a stalemate of not aligning things for us to actually stay longer with him.
Sitaki kuisema hivyo, but inaweza kuwa hivyo. that might be the case. But again, we need to, you see, if not only in football, we've been having these cases like in basketball,
Swimming, basketball.
swimming, same case. Maybe it's a script that we don't know of, but we need to be knowing these details. When is the election? Who are contenders? Who are contesting? What is the arrangement? Who are the delegates who are going to vote? So we need to know these things. Though isifike siku it's January, then there's uncertainty.
Well, of course, elections zenyewe zina come February.
Yeah.
But part of the people who already said that they are going for this one
Yeah.
is Sami Nyamoya.
Samia.
Sam Nyamoya is not new.
Yes.
He was with us at KFF.
Yeah.
And his stint did not end well,
Yeah.
but now he's coming,
Yeah.
hoping and praying that he gets this right. Do you really think he's part of the good people who would take this one? Before even we look at wase wengine, because they're quite a handful.
Yeah. It's a hard question and a good question at the same time. Nyamoya, maybe that's the reason why I'm asking. We need to know, apart from Nyamoya, who do we have? Let's look at their track record. Let's look at what
Other than
their
Sam Nyamoya,
manifesto.
we
is.
have the renowned one,
Yeah.
the Super 8 man, Hussein Mohammed, and of course, Sekafa Secretary General Nicholas Musonye into this one. We're also having US-based Sami Kempe Owino. Sami Owino has played, he's a veteran when it comes to Kenyan football, played for Gor Mahia. And at least these ones, who do you really think could be the best person for this show?
For me, Kempes, because he has played the game, he understands the dynamics, the challenges. For these other guys, hawajai guza ball, so they don't know. And behind the scenes, so many people have been speaking about it. The other footballers, the legends. Also, there's a rumors that Wanyama Mariga might be contesting in that. So let's wait and see. But for Kempes, in that list that you've mentioned, Kempes is the right person for that.
Well, he's not a delegate. He's a commentator of the game.
Yes.
It's a case of wait and see.
Yeah.
We take a short break. We'll be back in a moment. Keep it touchdown.
Hope TV is where you look and live, with an excellent selection of the best Christian programming consisting of local and international content, of inspirational stories, talk shows, Bible commentary, youth, health shows, children entertainment, contemporary gospel music, extended times of worship, live broadcast, news, movies, drama, Christian ministry programs, and so much more. Hope TV is another quality service from Christ is the Answer Ministries, with over 45% of authentic and credible local content every week. Hope TV is a sister station to Hope FM, Kenya's leading Christian radio station, with footprints across the country. Tune in to Hope TV, where you look and live.
Yesu ndiye njia.
Mtoto gani katika hii ulimwengu ameitwa Mungu mkuu?
Nasema akasema udhu billahi.
Hata leo usisema udhu billahi, tafadhali usikize.
Yesu ndiye njia. Uchambuzi wa masuala tata katika Biblia na vitabu vingine vya kidini.
No, we don't believe that Christ was crucified. Christ was taken right to heaven by 4 angels, 4 archangels.
Kama Muhammad ndiye alikuwa wa kwanza kuleta dini ya Kiislamu na alikuja after Jesus, sasa inawezekanaje Ibrahimu awe Muislamu, Musa awe Muislamu?
Yesu ndiye njia. Jadala wa moja kwa moja kati ya walimu wa Kikristo na dini zingine.
Wanasema Mwenyezi Mungu ana mtoto. Jambo hilo wanasema mmeleta jambo ambalo linachukiza.
Siri ya Mungu ambaye Mungu amejidhihirisha katika mili. Hii yote ni ukafiri.
Mmefanya makosa makubwa sana kusema kwamba Isa ibn Maryam ni Mungu wa pili na Allah ambaye ameumba mbingu na ardhi mkasema ni Mungu wa tatu.
Yesu ndiye njia. Jumamosi kuanzia saa 1:30 jioni kwenye runinga uipendayo ya Hope TV.
Of course, welcome back. If you've just joined us, then you're in time for your ultimate pitchside pass. This is Pitchside, only on Hope TV. My name is Maingi Mbogua, and I am not alone. I'm with Richard Ohalo. Karibu sana, bro.
Thank you very much.
Yes, of course, from Nairobi and around Africa, we go straight to Valencia. And the Valencia Half Marathon was underway this weekend. And Kibiwot Kandie defending the title in a time of 57 minutes. In an afternoon, rather in a day that also Kenya, led by Margaret Chelimo, winning a 1-2-3 in the ladies category. And from this action, a lot has come up because many are now asking, who is then going to make it to Team Kenya Marathon come Tokyo, come Paris 2024? And Richard Ohalo, first, what do you make of the outing for Kibiwot Kandie in this one, defending the title on Sunday in a time of 57 minutes and 40 seconds?
First, congratulations to him. He has defended his title. But again, if you look at the time, in 2020 he broke the world half marathon by running 50s, was it 57:32?
Yes.
Yeah. Now he has fallen short in 8 seconds.
8 seconds, but it was a
seconds.
better outing compared to last
Yeah.
year's edition, because he's actually the defending champion.
Yeah.
Remembering that last year he clocked a time of 58.
Yeah.
58 minutes, 10 seconds.
Yeah. When you double that, I think he's qualified to run a full marathon now. For me, I think he has done it well. Now he has to venture into the main marathon, that is 42 kilometers. And for me, if I had that chance to advise him, he let him try the Olympics first with that. Yeah.
Well, his eyes are actually on the prize that you've mentioned, the Paris Olympics, that will get underway in July next year.
Yeah.
But then it leaves us asking one big question. Him, Kevin Kiptum, the record holder, and former world record holder Kipchoge, Eliud, coming into this one. And I bet so many other people will be coming into this one.
Yes.
Do you think it will be easy
for me,
team selection
for
the Olympics?
If I were selecting, I will select all of them and other good guys also. And going to the Olympics with this kind of athletes will be exciting, electrifying. Let me say that, because we have Kipchoge, Kiptum, and now Kibiwot. It will be very nice to watch them run together, and we see who is the real GOAT eventually.
But much as we want to talk about the real GOAT into this one, one would not afford to ask, is it not time for one Eliud Kipchoge to allow Kevin Kiptum and Kibiwot Kandie to try it out?
I think they need to run together for one to prove a point. Nani bingwa kushinda mwingine. You see, people were saying that Eliud Kipchoge has been silent. He never spoke about Kiptum's breaking the world record. Now, I think they need to run together to one nani bingwa. So that sisi wa Kenya, we tone down and and realize who is the real GOAT, venye nimesema before.
Well, of course, matches tunaangalia hao watatu, Kibiwot Kandie, Kevin Kiptum, and Eliud Kipchoge.
Yes.
It is also worth noting that during the Berlin Marathon, when Kipchoge defended it early last month, a big name in the name of Vincent Kipkemboi also made the headlines, clocking a time of 2 hours, 3 minutes and 13 seconds. He might also be making it in the inclusion list of the people who will be chasing this one. Godfrey Kamaror, the name is not new. He was set to actually take part into this one, but unfortunately, because of an injury, he was not able to run. So the list is growing, already 5 people. We only need 3 people to make it to the cut of the Olympics in Paris.
If you can have that number, all of them together, I think I'm repeating myself. It is good for us as a country and for individuals, them the athletes, so that we have young guys over there, like Kiptum himself is 23
years
23 years old. For him coming to run the Olympics, it's a plus for him. It's a plus for him if he runs together with Eliud Kipchoge. I think he's the next star coming up. And if the selection team decides to give all of them, the Kibiwot, Kiptum, Kipchoge, a chance, it will be really good for them.
Talking about good things, and a warning shot was actually fired early for us. If we don't talk about this one, it's the biggest action happening at the Stade de France. We're talking about the World Cup rugby. Rugby World Cup, for that matter. It entered the semi-finale over the weekend. And my, oh my, big games, big guns, and boys have been separated from the men. I'm talking about New Zealand. They were playing Argentina and ensuring that they were able to beat Argentina and secure their slot for the finals.
Yeah.
They are playing none other than a side that at one point had really disappointed quite a handful of us who are watching this game.
Yeah.
It's the game between England and South Africa, the Springboks of South Africa, playing into this one. And at one given point, I'm sure Prince Charles was like, we're done. Hey, this one is gone.
Man,
but dear Lord.
I watched the highlights.
Yeah.
I didn't watch the game, but the highlights. Man, I think England were leading 12-6.
Yes, at one point.
That is before the first half. And I said, okay, I knew the results. But again, I was asking myself, how did South Africa managed and come up to be victorious in this match?
Yeah, because for first half they were actually outplayed, outclassed,
yes,
outnumbered.
Yes.
And they have proven themselves as the defending champions.
Yes.
And full time, the game ended 16-15.
But again, if you look at the match between France and South
Africa,
they also won it in the last minute. Is it that is that their culture or a tactic? That is the question that I'm asking myself, which I don't know. Again, maybe we are going to witness another last-minute win for South Africa. Let's wait and see. Yeah.
Even as we wait and see, it's worth noting that the penultimate finals will be played next week.
Yeah, next week on 28th. Yes, if I'm not wrong.
It will be played next week on the 28th.
Yeah.
And that will be on Monday.
Yeah.
And it being played rather on Monday out there. One of the questions tunajiuliza, who is going to win this one? New Zealand, South Africa?
Me, I want South Africa to win. Let's bring this thing home.
As defending champions.
Yes, as defending champions. So it's now time that other continents need to realize that Africa is home of talent. We are blessed with everything. So this thing is ours.
You come home. Full time.
It is Marwa.
So New Zealand, Richard Ohalo is predicting they're going to lose to South Africa. I don't want to predict because I don't want Prince Charles to actually come on my neck.
I think Prince should tell us who kwanza anafaa kutuambia timu yake ni gani.
Well, he's worked with South Africa on a gamble, low key.
Yeah.
He's like, tutashinda, tunaweza shinda.
Yeah.
But full time,
yeah,
he's been fortunate twice against France and against England.
Yeah.
Will he be fortunate on Monday?
Yeah.
And we'll be waiting to see what pans out into that game.
Yeah.
And
Jose.
Yes.
I think you're done with that.
Yes.
So let me take us back kidogo. My director is asking me, we need to talk about this issue ya Olunga. The last match he played, he was not showing that form, the usual form that he has. So, and the other day, Dennis Oliech, the little striker that tumekuwa tukiona.
One of Harambee Stars' great.
Yes. Alikuwa anasema it's now time for Olunga to give chance to other strikers to showcase their abilities. So what do you think about that?
I think some of these antics and reactions need to be measured because with so much respect, Dennis the Menace Oliech knows very well. It is not about me as the player to decide whether I'm going to play. It is about the coach finding it fit to select me into the team. And if I am part of the best among the rest, then I play for the national team. And therefore, for me, it is not a case of Olunga. It is a case of the tactician. If Engin Firat finds and sees that there are better people to replace Michael Olunga, well and good. Again, also, we cannot rule out somebody because of 2-3 games. You know, he's contributed big time for his side, Al Hilal. He's contributed big time for the likes of even the Harambee Stars team. And therefore, what he's been able to put on the table has remained as a mark to ensure that Ujama bado anazidi kucheza. So for me, I think it's too early to kick him out because, again, fast forward, who do we have there? Inconsistency.
For me, who do we have? There was Alfred who plays in Norway, and he scored the other day. He scored a goal that helped his team move up from relegation. He was in the squad. I don't know why coach hajakuwa akipea hawa other foreign players a chance. For me, kidogo I want to agree with Oliech and kidogo disagree, because this is one. I suspect that Olunga is not in form, because if you watch the was it Qatar game, he was injured, he was struggling with his hamstring kidogo. So but again, he has the African mindset. Unajua Olunga amecheza pale la kisama kwa mawe, so anajikaza tu, maybe he has an injury ama there is something that inamsum, because I watched that game fully na nilikuwa namwangalia keenly, and me as I understand the game kidogo, niliona there's something going on with his right foot, which is not normal. But again, also the side that I'm agreeing with Oliech is we need to bring replace in some, maybe game ikifika 80, give a chance to someone, showcase his ability. So, but kicking him out for Kabisa is not a good choice. Yeah.
Well, maybe as we wrap it up on this one, before we enter into the English Premier League drama, it's worth noting that, Richard, kwa game, kuna siku tu game inamwanga haitaki. Na inakataa. Na game kukataa doesn't really mean you're such a bad player.
Yes.
Again, we've had people who've gone one season, super. The next season, boom, they're no longer. But then the next season, there is that resurgence. And therefore, my hope is, even as we start the qualifiers for the World Cup next month, is that Engin Firat will do the same, give the opportunity, but equally also ensure that we know the clear status of one Michael Olunga. Is he really fit to take part into this action? Because if not, then there's no need to gamble for capping somebody more time with zero, if not minimal results. And talking of results, weekend ilikuwa, Victor Muya chose not to show up today because he could not match up the prediction of certainty coming from this seat of your soccer prophet. So I told him,
Victor is lucky.
Don't come with confidence, Banati. Arsenal is going to win. Arsenal, well, you're fortunate to have really been lucky. Lucky because Chelsea started a good outing. But maybe before we talk about Chelsea, the early kickoff on Saturday at 2:30 was the Merseyside derby. Liverpool, Everton.
Everton, yes.
A game that had the dramas and what you'd call controversies. Officiating issues coming up. What do you make of this one? Full time, Mo Salah, 2 goals, Everton 1.
I think, let me say this about that game of Everton and between Everton and Liverpool. The red that Ashley Young got,
yes,
we can justify that. That was a straight red.
Was the first yellow really a yellow? Because the second one outright, all good.
In that game, Nani alikuwa anajituma sana and he was going far.
He's an overlapping defense midfielder.
Yes, he was, but the tackle he was making, it was dangerous in that game. For me, it is justified.
The second yellow, yes. The first one.
Yes, it is.
But if you talk about justification, into this game, kulikuwa na incidents ya one Ibrahima Konate. Was it a case of too lucky or it was a fluke case?
I think he was lucky. I think the referee, maybe he didn't realize it vizuri, ama he did not gave his card, ama the decision was not made correctly. But again, England has been having this
inconsistency, questionable, low par officiating.
VAR is not working. I don't know why.
Because one also argues the first goal, other than the penalty, Mo Salah's other goal was also an offside.
Imagine that thing is happening. What is happening in Kenya also happens in England. And they have VAR. I don't know the rules. I don't know how they check. But again, it'll count. They have 3 points.
At the end of the day, Merseyside derby.
Yes.
Everton losing this one, and the other game that followed was a game of two halves.
Yes.
Brighton, Hove and Albion. Roberto De Zerbi's side playing one Pep Guardiola, Manchester City. Full time 2-1, and it was a 2-1 that saw one Akanji getting a red card.
Yes.
But also you would not ignore the play and overlapping of Jeremy Doku. What do you make of this one? 2-1 full time.
People asking, is this the Brighton that imekuwa ikitusumbua, especially the Manchester United fans?
Because United is a big club.
That's why in here I've been saying in this sitting, in this show, that we have mid-table clubs and top
table clubs.
Yes.
And under the table clubs,
And
the likes
under
of
the
Manchester
table
United.
clubs. No. Top clubs, we have teams like only those teams that have won Champions League.
That's Chelsea. That's Blackburn
Chelsea.
Rovers.
Blackburn.
That's Manchester United.
Nottingham Forest.
Okay.
Excluding Arsenal. And also recently Man City joined us.
Yes.
You see, these mid-table clubs like Everton, Brighton. I don't want to mention Arsenal because I'll be crucified. So these teams are inconsistent. You see, Brighton started well last season. They played well, but again, in some match, I don't know what is affecting them. But ukiangalia game yao leo watashinda, they win very big. The next match they draw. The other match they lose. They are not consistent. If they remain consistent, I think Brighton will be one of the top teams in England right now. But the inconsistency, they inafanya wana fail. Because that game I watched, Man City were not at their best, as the usual best.
But Jeremy Doku was really good on this one.
Yeah. For Doku, that's a jackpot.
Julian Alaves was so good on this one.
Yeah.
The coming back of one Rodri was also something to count.
Yeah.
So full time it ended 2-1.
The goal that Haaland scored.
I'll
blame it on the keeper, because I think it was 20 yards to the goal. It was, I think the goalkeeper was not keen, ama he was not watching the game. Alishtukia tu ball ndio imefika. But again, kudos to Manchester City for winning that match.
Yes, another team, and of course the team that really had their highest scoreline win over the weekend was Newcastle United. They were playing Crystal Palace. Crystal Palace under the tutelage of one Roy Hudson. Full time 4-0. Is this what you call good and real-time investment when it comes to football, really, Richard?
For
Newcastle,
when they get chance to let me not use that word, to score goals, they do it very well. Not below 3 goals. They do it 4 goals and above. But again, the other day, Crystal Palace beat Sheffield United. Was it Sheffield? Yeah, Sheffield United. 8-0. Was it 8-0 or 8-1? I can't remember very well. Again, they were beaten 4-0. There's this thing that Newcastle has. Their game. The game that they played against PSG, they beat PSG over 3 goals. Look at this now. They beat Crystal Palace. Kudos to Newcastle, and if they maintain this, they'll be playing Champions League next season.
7:30 p.m. It was the London Derby, Stamford Bridge, welcoming a side that has tamed, titled, and gone all out, claiming that this is another season that we are going to go the invisible way. I'm talking about Arsenal. It was a game of 2 halves, a game that Chelsea ended up bottling. Full time 2-2. Goals are from one Cole Palmer scoring a very nice penalty. And arguably one of the goals for the season coming from one Mikhail Modric. But then, if you talk about goals and don't talk about Declan Rice, goal for Arsenal, and equally Andre Trossard ensuring that full time it ended 2-2. Was it not the biggest game of the weekend for you, Richard?
Yeah, that was the biggest game on weekend. And Declan Rice goal was superb, but again the
Mikhail Modric loop.
The goalpost had no goalkeeper. The goalkeeper was the other side. But again, we were arguing the other guy with my colleagues that the mistake was not from Sanchez, but again that player who Sanchez was passing the ball.
Yes, it was a back pass.
Yes, was it a back pass? No. He was given the ball, then he tried to pass the ball, but again the direction that the ball was heading to that person, I don't know, alizuba kwa kiwanja. Then Declan Rice saw a chance, came behind him, and shot the ball mpaka ndani ya net. So people are blaming Sanchez, but tuangalie back. But again, I know Ken is not going to be happy when I say that.
One Ken Maina.
Yes, Chelsea was sloppy. Let me say that. They were winning this game, and I was confident they were winning this game. Again, ball udunda saa zingine. You know, when you're playing Arsenal don't give up. They usually don't give up until the last minute. So that mentality Chelsea were playing with, I think they need to revisit and try and change that mindset. Because again, also I know Pochettino where he is right now is not happy because they were winning the game.
3 points.
Yeah, those were 3 points.
Two confidently.
Yeah.
Of course, the night would not have ended if it didn't live up to this game.
Yeah.
This game was a game between Sheffield United and Manchester United. A game that looked like an average game.
You needed to say that. You needed to say average.
For once, I mean, forgive me, but as a football lover, watched this game for years. I long for Manchester United because they're no longer in the league anymore. Full time, 2-1.
We won the match.
Scott McTominay.
Yes, beautiful goal.
This team has come to these levels and days. What do you make of this weekend? Were you guys lucky?
We were not lucky, but the urgency, I agree with you. The urgency was not there. If you look at the Sheffield were not, it is not a very good team right now. When you look at Manchester, with the kind of players we have, hii game ingeisha first half tumechapa mtu 3, but
lakini ingeishaji riti. McTominay scores 2 minutes he concedes the penalty.
I think Apo alikuwa very unlucky. But again, if you look back, you see, for me, I don't just look at it ilikuwa handball mistake. If you look at it vizuri, that game, 2 people made mistake.
One being
Bruno Fernandes, who gave out the ball. Again, Victor Lindelof went and secured the ball, then mispassed it. That's what led to the penalty. But again, all in all, we won the game. That is 3 points. Yes, that it looked like an average game.
You don't talk like that, especially when you know Kennedy Maina is a lover of Manchester United, and then you're talking about United like that other club. But a good goal, a great goal from one Diogo Dalot.
Yeah.
That one and Mikhail Modric. Who would you vote for the goal of the weekend?
Wow. Hey, the Modric, I'll pick the Modric. To be sincere, it was well calculated,
the pace,
well thought.
The pass,
it was good. For me, we have three goals. We have the Dalot, Rice, and Modric. So for me, I'll go with Modric's goal.
Wow.
Because it was outstanding. Yeah. But let's wait and see who will take it.
Of course, when you talk about wait and see, A big game is happening over the weekend. It will be on Sunday, the Manchester Derby.
Wow.
Is Eric Ten Hag lucky to find a side that is not what you'd call a good side? Because Manchester City, coming into this win over the weekend, that equally did not last them long because already a Kanji with a red card.
Yeah.
They're coming out of 3 losses, having lost to Wolverhampton, having also lost in the UEFA Champions League. And then there is a United side that is guessing with Scott McTominay. You cannot tell the rest of the team iko wapi. So this derby, do you really think you guys have something to write home?
Okay, in this game, I'm going into this game scared and not scared. One reason is because we've won back-to-back English Premier, two fixtures in a row, and coming to play Man City during the weekend, I think it's the win against Sheffield. It's a booster for us, mentality booster. Again,
they won against Brighton Holes Albion.
Yeah. So I'm not looking at that much, but I'm going into this game scared, playing Man City. It's a 50-50 game. You don't know. We might win or might lose terribly.
The Kenyan Legal Council of Manchester United, you sent Richard kuwatetea.
I'm talking
You can only hope and pray that Sunday you don't bag, not 1 but 4 and counting. Remember, every other given time you people have played Manchester City.
Yeah.
The scoreline is no longer the same again.
But again, we've been beating Manchester City. We beat them before 6-2.
How many times?
Several times.
The last time you played them?
3-2, if I can remember, the times of Kina Owen. So that's why I'm saying it is not, you see, a game like, a match like Everton and Arsenal. Everton has been beating Arsenal back-to-back every season. But for us, Man City and Manchester, sometimes we beat them at home. They come to Old Trafford, they beat us. So it's a 50-50 game. You never know. You see, these are derby, and a derby comes with, let me say, a euphoria or maybe there's something, the moment, you see. So you never know how the outcome will come out with the two teams. So I'm 50-50. That's why I'm saying I'm going into this game scared and not scared at the same time, because things might change.
Talking of things changing, it's a case of wait and see. Remember the last time that these two teams played was in January this year.
Yeah.
And full-time Manchester United winning 2-1. I don't know whether that will be the scoreline. So, well, we'll be having Richard here on Monday. But
we'll be here.
We'll be here to tell the story. That's the best part about this show.
Yeah.
We want to wrap it up. And we're wrapping it up because on Monday, coming Monday night, something big will be happening.
Yeah.
And this is nothing else but the Ballon d'Or 2023. Erling Haaland up against a handful of people, one of them being Lionel Messi. It's a case of the young or the obvious.
Yeah. You say the young and the obvious.
Well, it's either Messi or the young ones. You know, picking it from one Pep Guardiola, Pep said, we should have 2 halves of the Ballon d'Or.
Yes.
One purely for Messi.
Yeah.
And the other one for the others. And of course, the others, this time around,
if
he
I
believes Erling Haaland.
If I advise,
yes,
Messi should not win this. I think it's now time we give it to someone else.
But
I know people will vote. People will vote. We see who will win. But
you won the World Cup finally.
Yeah.
So for you think who should be given this one?
Haaland.
Why Haaland? He won a treble.
Yeah, he won a treble.
But that treble is nothing equal and second to the World Cup trophy
But
that has
again,
been elusive for one Ronaldo, elusive for one Messi.
Mind you know how people have been talking about the World Cup. how it was stage managed and so forth and so on.
Those are talks. We only believe on results here. Talks don't have anything for us.
Lisemwalo lipo na kama lipo laja.
It's a case of laja, lakini this one I don't think tuko nayo. Anyway, that's all the time we had. Have a blessed week, even as we look forward to the various actions that will be happening in the various pitches, stands, and tracks. Keep it Hope TV for your real-time sporting action and updates in our subsequent bulletins. From me, Maingi Mbogua.
And for me, Richard Ohalo.
Bye-bye for now. God bless you.